Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtaki. Grandraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, third canto, chapter number 21, titled as Conversation between Manu and Kardama Muni. We are going to read text number 45, 46 and 47. So here the pastime of Kardama Muni and his meeting with Lord Vishnu is described. Kardama Muni is a great yogi, great bhakta, great tapasvi, and he did tapasya of Lord Vishnu. When Lord Vishnu appeared in front of Kardama Muni, he blessed Kardama Muni by saying that Maharaj, the emperor of the whole universe, Swayambhuva Manu, will come there with his wife Satarupa, and they will offer him their daughter Devhuti in the marriage. And with their union, divine children, including Kapila Dev, will be born. Hare Krishna. You can join the Bhagavatam class if you like. We are doing the Bhagavatam study, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So you can join. So Kardama Muni has done a great tapasya and Lord Vishnu is pleased with him. And this he did the tapasya by a lake which is called as Bindu Sarovar. Bindu Sarovar is a lake still in Gujarat near a place called Siddhapur. And this lake, they say that this lake was formed by the tears of Lord Vishnu. When Kardama Muni did extreme austerity, extreme tapasya, Lord Vishnu was compassionate towards him and tears flow from the eyes of Lord Vishnu. And that lake was formed which is called as Bindu Sarovar. Bindu Sarovar is a very holy place. It is just like river Ganga. Bindu Sarovar is connected with Mother Saraswati. And as Ganga originates from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, similarly, this Bindu Sarovar also originates from the tears of Lord Vishnu. And that is why the devotees, they go there in Bindu Sarovar to take shower. Bindu Sarovar was surrounded by beautiful forest which had birds, some animals, and the trees had beautiful flowers and fruits and wonderful fragrance coming from the Bindu Sarovar. So you can see that the atmosphere was very pious, and that is the place where Kardama Muni did tapasya. And now, after the tapasya, when Lord Vishnu blessed Kardama Muni, at that time, here is the next shloka where the appearance of Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu is mentioned here in this shloka. So here the shloka reads as follows. Pravishya tatatirthavaram adiraja sahatmaja dadarsha muninam asinam tasmin huta hutasanam vidyotamam vapusa tapasi ugra yujachiram naitiksham mamam bhagavan snigdha pagavalokanat tadavyahartma kala vipiyusha shravanena cha pramusham padma palaksham jatilam chiravasanam upasmritya malinam yatharnam asaksham. asamskrutam. So the translation of this shloka is: entering that most sacred spot, which is the Bindu Sarovar, Swayambhuva Manu with his daughter and going near the sage Kardama Muni, the Swayambhuva Manu, who is the first monarch, saw the sage sitting in his hermitage, having just propitiated the sacred fire by pouring oblations into it. So you can see that in this shloka, it is described how the Swayambhuva Manu, who is emperor of the entire universe, he is approaching a sage called as Kardama Muni, who is doing the tapasya. His body shone most brilliantly, though he had engaged in austere penance for a long time. He was not emaciated, for the Lord had cast his affectionate side glance upon him, and he had also heard the nectar flowing from the moon-like words of Lord Vishnu. So Kardama Muni is a great yogi tapasya that he had done for thousands of years, but his body was not weak. Uh, so usually when you do tapasya, your body shrinks. But because of the glance of Lord Vishnu, his body became bright, brilliant. And he also heard from the mouth of Lord Vishnu instructions. So because of that, the body of Lord Kardama Muni was very bright. It was not like a weak body and very brilliant body. The aura was coming out of his body. The sage was tall, his eyes were large, like the petals of lotus, and he had matted locks on his head. So here the description of Kardama Muni is mentioned. He's a very tall personality, a bright light coming from his body because of his tapasya and blessing of Lord Vishnu. And his hair were locked, because long hair, and when you do tapasya and don't do, they become locked hair. He was clad in rags, so he was not a very rags means torn cloths. He didn't have a very aristocratic, expensive clothing. So which means that he was renunciate. Swayambhuva Manu approached and saw him to be somewhat soiled, like an unpolished gem. So he was a gem. Diamonds when they are not polished, they look rough. So he was a diamond by himself, but he was, because of the austerity, he was looking a little rough. But he had a bright brilliance coming out of his body. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the power of spiritual practices. Whatever you see here, description is of Kardama Muni, who is regularly practicing bhakti yoga. When you regularly practice bhakti, then your body has aura coming out of your body. Your body looks different and it has brilliance coming out of your body. So that is the description here. In Prabhupada writes, here are some descriptions of brahmachari yogi. In the morning, the first duty of brahmachari seeking spiritual elevation is huta hutasana, to offer sacrificial oblations to the Supreme Lord. Those engaged in brahmacharya cannot sleep until 7 or 9 o'clock in the morning. They must rise early in the morning, at least 1.5 hours before the sunrise, and offer oblations. Or in this age, they must chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna. So here Srila Prabhupada writes that those who are practicing spirituality, they must wake up early in the morning. They cannot sleep over 7 or 9 o'clock. Actually, Brahma Muhurta is the best time, 1.5 hours before the sunrise, and offer oblations onto and must chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So spiritual practice has to be done early in the morning because that is called as the auspicious Muhurta, Brahma Muhurta. As referred by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kalo nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva gatir anyatha. There is no other way, no other way, no alternative in this age than chanting the holy name of Lord. The brahmachari must rise early in the morning and after placing himself should chant the holy name of the Lord. So brahmachari must rise early and chant Krishna's name. From the very feature of the sage, it appeared that he had undergone great austerities. That is the sign of brahmacharya, the vow of celibacy. So here we can see that Kardama Muni was a great brahmachari and he had done tapasya, austerity, and practiced the celibacy. If one lives otherwise, it will manifest in lust visible in his face and body. So, if one lives the materialistic life, then you will see the lust and greed is visible in the body. But people who practice austerity, their appearance is entirely different. They look very bright. The word Vidyottaman indicates that brahmachari feature showed in his body. So here, in the shloka, the word Vidyottamam is Taman, Vidyottamanam, which indicates that the body was very brilliant. Effulgence was coming out of the body of Kardama Muni, and that is the benefit, that is the effect of spiritual practices if you do it daily. That is a certificate that one has undergone great austerities in yoga. A drunkard or smoker or sex monger can no longer be eligible to practice yoga. Generally, yogis look very skinny because of their not being comfortably situated, but Kardama Muni was not emaciated, for he had seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. So, Kardama Muni, even though he had done tapasya, spiritual practice, you don't have to worry about it because Krishna is there to look after you. So, Kardama Muni was blessed by Lord Vishnu and his body was not weak. Here the word Snigna Pangavalokanat means that he was fortunate enough to see the Supreme Lord face to face. He looked healthy because he had directly received the nectar of he had directly received the nectarian sound vibration from the lotus leaf of personality of Godhead. So Lord Krishna, he had given the darshan to Kardama Muni. It is very rare to see Lord face to face, But then if you do really tapasya, then Lord becomes compassionate, kind, and he gives the darshan to you. Similarly, one who hears the transcendental sound vibration of holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, also improves in health. We have actually seen that many brahmacharis and grasthas connected with International Society of Krishna Consciousness have improved in health and luster has come to their faces. No, this is very true actually. Those who are practicing serious Krishna consciousness, they do not eat too much, they do not eat too less. Yukta ahar viharasya yukta chetasya karmashu yukta swapna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So if you are practicing Krishna consciousness, then what happens? You are not eating too much or too less. And whenever you eat only Krishna Prashant. Then your entertainment habits are very clean. You're not engaged in entertaining with smoking or drinking alcohol or no meat eating, no fish, no eggs, no even tea and coffee. So you do not have any addictions. Then no gambling. You don't waste your money. And your life is very simple, you don't live exuberant life. It's simple living, high thinking. So when you are Krishna conscious, then you do not fall victim to wrong habits. Actually, lifestyle is the main cause of many diseases, right? So if your lifestyle is clear, then you don't have a chance to developing like a diabetes or blood pressure or heart disease or cancer, because many of these diseases are lifestyle related. There is a science of lifestyle medicine. If you control your dietary habit, if you control your entertainment habit, if you control your sleeping habits, then you can prevent yourself from many of the diseases. And that has been proven. And here Srila Prabhupada says that he has personally experienced this. It is essential that a brahmachari engaged in spiritual advancement look very healthy and lustrous. And this is true, like, when Prabhupada used to bring all the brahmacharis from America and different parts of the world to India, they appeared as if they are Golok Vaikuntha man, which means that their body appeared so bright. People, when they saw them in India, they thought, oh, these are like a godly personalities, because when you seriously practice the Krishna consciousness, your body has brilliance coming out of your body. The comparison of the sage to unpolished gem is very appropriate. Even if a gem just taken from the mine looks unpolished, the luster of gem cannot be stopped. Sometimes you have a gem coming from the depth of the from underground in the mine, but if it is real gem, then it will shine even without polishing. Similarly, although Kardama Muni was not properly dressed and his body was not properly cleansed, his overall appearance was very bright, brilliant, like a gem. So here in this shloka, the description of Kardama Muni is there, who regularly practiced Krishna consciousness, spiritual practices, early in the morning, getting up, chanting Krishna's name, reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita. This gives you spiritual strength. And if you regularly practice Krishna consciousness, your lifestyle is Krishna conscious, then you will develop this brilliance in your body, the bright effulgence. The people who are drunkard or who are drinking alcohol or smoking, their body will look like different. Body will have different appearance. And the people who are spiritualists, their practice, their body appears different. So that is the huge difference. When somebody saw Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada's body was very brilliant, like a bright shine. His face was very shiny. And people used to wonder what Prabhupada's face is so bright, because of the spiritual practices. So as you practice spirituality, your appearance changes, your body changes. Hence, Krishna consciousness has both spiritual and material benefits. If you practice Krishna consciousness, then your mind will be purified, your body will be purified, your appearance of body will be different, as well as your spiritual benefit is you are connected with Krishna. You will develop love for Krishna. So that is the summary of the shloka. We'll pause here and we'll continue tomorrow. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada.